Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com. We've got, I think, 2 more steps to do before we can actually see our project working again. So far, we've added the dispatcher servlet, which all requests are going to be routed through. And we've also told the project to copy over Maven dependencies when it deploys the project. And we've added a offers-servlet.xml where we can load beans from. So that's in the webinf directory. In this tutorial, we're going to add a controller because the dispatcher servlet's job is to find a controller that can deal with a particular request, and then that controller will figure out what data is needed and what kind of view to display, and it will tell the dispatcher servlet about it. So we've got our dispatcher servlet, and now we're going to create a controller. So you'll probably have like one controller for each sort of logically separate area of your website. And I'm going to create a controller here that's just going to, at the moment anyway, it's just going to display the home page. So I'm going to right click my project and go to new class. I'm just going to create a normal Java class. I'll put it in the package. Well, I'll make up a package name. Let's say com.caveofprogramming.spring.web dot controllers, maybe. That'll do. I'm going to copy that because I'll need it again shortly. Yeah, maybe I should put a project name in there, but I'm not going to worry about it now. That will do. And for the name of this, let's call it, I don't know, I could call it offers controller or home controller or something. Let's maybe call it, I can't really decide, let's call it offers controller, because this is, as I've been saying, all about showing different offers of work, this website. I'm going to click finish. I think that's everything. So we've just got a normal Java class here in a package, and I'm going to annotate this with the annotation controller. So let's click the error and add the import for controller. And again, if you don't find this import, you're missing a Maven dependency, or you haven't updated your project or something from Maven. And I'm also going to give it one simple method that's going to return a string. So I'm going to say public string show home, and I'm going to return the string home in lowercase. And I'm going to give this an annotation, request mapping. So I'll use autocomplete here, request mapping. And I'm going to put in double quotes here, just a slash, so that if we go to the kind of root of our web application, then this is going to be capable of handling it. So the controller annotation, of course, defines this as a controller. This is a controller that is supposed to bring data and the appropriate view together. But I'm going to keep it very, very simple for the moment. We're just going to add a totally bare bones controller. And all it's going to do is it's going to return this logical name. And the logical name says what kind of view to use. But the actual job of figuring out what particular view to load, which actual kind of technology and which actual page or whatever to display, is going to be handled by a view resolver that we're going to look at in the next tutorial. So here, all we need to do is just return a logical name that just kind of describes the view with a simple name, which is just home in this case, because this is just going to display some kind of home page. Now the other thing that we need to do here is, although we've defined a controller, this is kind of a bean, of course, really, but we need to somehow make Spring load this as a bean. And the easiest way to do that is I'm going to go to my offers-servlet.xml here, and I'm going to go to namespaces, and I'm going to tick the MVC namespace and the context namespace here, because I think I'll need both of them. I'm pretty sure I ticked them in a previous tutorial, and I've been copying this from tutorial to tutorial. I've been copying this project, but they seem to become unticked, so I'll save that, and probably because I didn't use them. And let's go to context now, the context tab that appears when you tick those. And I'm going to right click my beans, and I'm going to go to annotation. I'm going to add that annotation -config. I think that's what I need. Yeah, let's add component -scan. I'll leave annotation -config because I'm not sure if we'll actually need it. Let's add component -scan, and I'm going to paste the package that I put the controller in for the base package in here. So if we look at the source now, let's format that with Control-Shift-F. So we've seen this before, and this is just automatically looking in this package for beans basically that it can load. So this is going to load my controllers. I've just got one controller at the moment, and this is going to load it. The other thing I want is, if we go to MVC here and right click this, this is the one I actually need. I'm going to go to insert MVC annotation -driven, because that's what makes the controller annotation work. Because you could configure all of this in XML, but I don't think anyone's really using that these days, except people who are dealing with legacy applications. So we're going to configure everything as much as possible using annotations, and we need this MVC annotation driven element in our XML. If we look at the source here, so we've got context component scan with a base package set to the location of my controller, and we've got MVC annotation -driven to say that we are going to be defining controllers, among other things, using these annotations. So let's save that. It's still not going to work at the moment, but in the next tutorial we will, I promise you, actually get this to work. So that's it for this time, and until next time, happy coding.